and all your stories dragged and...
Hello there, this is Darth Ravage07 coming to you tonight with another quick video review. I got to jump in the gun getting a hold of G2 Grimlock yesterday, and what looked like the top of the box there seemed to be like another, G2 blue Grimlock, and it was in fact The Fallen. So be sure to check both boxes inside the 2-box deal, or you might blow right by one of the figures he was looking for. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. We're going to rewind the clocks back to earlier this same day, and we're going to take a look at me opening it up, and then we're going to get into the review. Thank you.
I made a mistake yesterday, guys. He was with blue. He was the casemate with blue, so there's one Fallen and one G2 Grimlock in the case, guys. Let's take a quick look at the box. Got 38 steps there. Love the art on the front, the top of the box, because I was looking down inside of it, and I could have had this yesterday. Boom, there's that. Back of the box, you got 38 steps. His blaster. You got Star Convoy, Megatronus, and this neat-looking Inferno-esque head here. We'll have to look that up and see what's going on with that. Let's get it open, see how cool this guy really is.
Here is Megatronus The Fallen on the turntable in his tank mode, guys. And I'm starting off here as I just worked through his transformation and stuff. And whenever I use Hasbro's default with the gun sitting further back, it just didn't do the way I wanted to do. But this looks actually pretty awesome. I did do the arms in a different way, and I got the fire just like I like it. This is the closest I can get to the life imitating box art, imitating life pose for the tank mode. And this thing is really awesome. It's not perfect, but that said, we'll get into all that here in a second. I love how this looks front on, and like the flame effects throughout. I mean, it just pops and stuff. Weapon storage is a little bit goofy or dorky there, but that's okay. Very nicely detailed. The purple metallic paint and the gray is awesome. I like the way that the teeth are right here on the front of this, and we're gonna go and take a look at the back of that. And it's a different kind of tank, and it's similar akin to the H tank. They did some different engineering there, and then you can see his weapons and the flame effects. Let's strip that down, and I just gotta say those flame effects are just prime. Now we got him bare bones. I just want to go through the little weapons real quick. Right here, you got a piece right here. You could use it as a pistol if you want to, or extra bit, but it's got like a little keyed section where you put this rubbery tip thing in. At first I thought it was just like a symbol on top of the tank, but in the weapon form, but it's not. You can use it as a melee mace, and then you got this nice sword, and it's got all the accompanying things that you need to store it and stuff. But the thing I like to do with both of these is like combine these together and make them like a big old mean spear, the Fallen, like in the Revenge of the Fallen movie, but anyway, but better because it's more of a G1 take, and or the 13 Primes take on him. And if memory serves from this morning, you had to actually add on this little thing. It's in the package with the flame effects, and this pole and this sword are in the corners, so don't throw the cardboard away, and be careful going through the stuff. With that said, you can get all the way around with that tank turret. It looks kind of dumb. You should be able to do a lot more, like raising it up wise, and it actually extends out further. But like I said, I've had nothing but trouble out of that little bit there. Let's take a look at the bottom and see how all that works out right there, guys. That's how you got to lock everything together there. And then a little bit of a close up there, so that you see how I got it configured where you can actually utilize the flame things better. This will rotate and do the stuff and things. And you can get it to go up higher, further, but it just really like to stay locked in. That's the big negative with the tank mode. The tank mode, other than that, looks really awesome. I think it looks even better with the blast effects. The other negative, if that could be done better with the arms, and that's essentially what it is, it's just hollowness. It's not like the peg holes, but it's there anyway, and that is just a little bit annoying on a highly sought figure. Good plus is these wheels roll really good on the bottom there as traffic goes by. You do get visible head syndrome there in the front, but you can turn the head around and it tucks away up in there, so there's that. And probably one of the more meatier, better Hasbro tanks of this day and age, even with its shortcomings. So we're gonna get this guy back over into his robot mode because it's absolutely where this shines. And here is the Fallen on the turntable, bare bones, without anything extra except for maybe that stuff there on the shoulders and what have you. This guy has crazy good articulation. We'll get into that in just a moment. I just wanted to show off all the nice little details, the painted spots and whatnot. For a leader, he's cool, man. Leader class figure, that is. He's got just all the bells and whistles that you want articulation wise. Maybe the head's just a little bit of a shortcut. We'll start off and go from head to toe tonight. We got this much wiggly waggly right here. You got some attitude, some other stuff like that. And that face is just only one that mother can love. And you start seeing the etchings of a Decepticon, like he's Soundwave's father or something or other. You get all the way around there on the ball joint, and it does got a little screw there, so I guess it could be modded to do better somehow, some way. I'll look at that later. These shoulders are really neat right here because you got this extra joint for transformation, and you can use it to get some, you know, I'm gonna squeeze the life out of Solus, you know, with my bare hands thing going on there. And then back over here, you put it back in there. You get all the way around. You got an upper bicep swivel there, mushroom peg. You get that much in the elbow, and you do get the wrist swivel because it's on a ball. And this is the thing it should be like on, like, I mean, to keep the functionality and that kind of thing. You can get all the way out the sides there, and you can manipulate this other stuff to get it out of the way, and you can get the full Mr. T pose. So there's full Mr. T. All the way around the waist. That's also a transformation joint there. You can get these skirt pieces up out of the way. You can get the full, almost full van damage. It's got some molding that's just bumping into this other stuff here. Gets in the way of itself. But what's really impressive is they borrowed the Magic Square high kick stuff, and you got that kind of going on there. And then, sorry, I keep bumping the camera. It's a little bit different. Upper thigh. This much in the knee. Right there's a rotation joint there above the knee. And then you got the ankle tiltage for days, and some this way, but not that way. So there's that. All that said and done, we're going to put this back up here, mac him out here with some arsenal. We got a couple different weapon stance poses that you can do there, but my favorite thing is this Requiem blaster. And I just think this really makes him sing there. You can get all the, you know, usual poses. There's just a rough level 1 run and gun there. Really awesome. But then it does got a piece that you can add on to it. This little piece with the sight, it was inside of the tissue paper, so don't, like I said, that away. I don't like the hollow bits on this for the price that we're paying for these things. At least if you got Fallen this week at your Targets, you could get it for a little bit cheaper. There's Requiem Blaster level 2 there. Looking really awesome, guys. I love the way that looks. And now we're going to go for level 3 because it does have an extension that you can do, and that's just him really going and falling down. He is the Fallen after all. When you go out to level 3, the thing up, and or if you have it in tank mode, this is what is aggravating, is it will dip and do stuff that is unsavory, and it's just daggone. And then I noticed a little bit of hollowness on the back side of the fist there. They just Hasbro tends to just keep on throwing the hollowness to a figure, and they got a lot of good going for this one, but then boom. Anyway, that's aggravating. Let's show you the weapon, that spear I got. You can have the Fallen stabbing down onto anybody like that, with that like that. I just think that looks really awesome. You can have him invoke his best Darth Maul with that same weapon the way that is, and then you can split it up and you can have him melee and shoot with the way I got the weapons configured there, and that's just really freaking awesome. This guy is a walking arsenal. And finally we'll get those weapons put away and just get him all flamed up. It's almost like he harvested the power of the sun or something or another. As I keep knocking this stuff around, I apologize for the shaky camera, but this is really awesome with the flame effects on there. Looking really awesome. The wind and the environment's not working with me tonight, but I've had a lot of fun messing with this guy out here. Let's get him in. We're going to go on ahead and get into some final thoughts here while I got you. This guy is awesome. I've been looking so forward to this since we saw it in October last year, right before we went up to Baltimore. Thought it was going to release right in time for Baltimore, but that was not the case. Fast forward 6 months later, yeah. Well, Baltimore was not 6, it was 4 months ago. But fast forward 4 months later, and then here comes all these early releases of the Power of the, or the Age of the Primes. I was about to say Power of the Primes. I gotta go in there and find the little Titan or the Prime Masters and get them with each of these guys and then keep them together. Maybe around that throne from back in the Power of the Primes time. But this guy is really, really awesome. I love that you got this weapon storage right here on the back. Love the way that this guy does transform. It's a different spin on, you know, tank bots, and gives us finally the Megatronus Prime, the best Prime, you know, the most powerful Prime. But then Sentinel got to spark out in Transformers 1 and whatnot. But I love this Fallen look right here. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. That's going to do it for my review of Megatronus The Fallen. Go check your targets right now. Also, don't forget to check your GameStops. If you've got blue Grimlock showing up, make sure to look in the box and see if there's a Fallen there right around the side of it. And then if you act at Target, you know, this week, you could get it for a little bit cheaper there. So there's all those things and stuff. I just want to say thank you again for everybody sticking with me. I know I've been like going through this like really quick and hardcore this week, this like couple weeks, but I'm excited with all the new releases, and I'm really stoked to have another Prime in my arsenal. Do we know if they're going to like re-release Vector Prime, or is that Vector Prime going to carry over? Because it looks like on the box art that he carries over, but that Alphatron looks different. So are we getting another Alphatron? And then there's the other Primes we hadn't had announced yet. I think Lee's Maximo, Alchemist, I hadn't seen this stuff, Megatronus. I mean, those are going to be some smaller ones, but Nexus, I mean, I'm so pumped, man. I just got to have them all. And it'd be even crazier if Star Convoy showed up in the next couple weeks. Not ready for all that onslaught, especially after paying for the Lyokaiser. But I've gotten a little bit long-winded. Thanks again for watching, guys. Y'all have an excellent week. Stay safe until all are one, guys.